Hi, I'm John. Welcome to Conscious Quilting. Today's video is a class recap for my Intermediate Free Motion Club for the month of February 2024. We're exploring the motif Plucked feathers. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I would love it if you click subscribe. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much and welcome back. Feathers are a very commonly occurring motif in the world of quilting. They get used a lot in custom quilting and a lot of upper end quilting. You see them a lot at the quilt shows. And you also see them in everyday quilts where they're appropriate. They are one of my favorite motifs and I do them a lot. And I'm always looking for different ways to do them, ways to mix it up. And I came across this idea of taking out some of the plumage from the feather and leaving some of it bare, which leaves space for background fillers. And you're going to see several examples in today's film of ways to do this motif and then what you can do with it after it's done, what you can add to it to really embellish it and make it stand out at the top. So we're going to start off by going to our drawing pad and do some drawing practice, and then we'll go to the sewing machine. So let's get cracking. So feathers are composed of two basic elements, the stem and the plume. We're starting here by drawing the stems in, and then we're adding the plumes at the bottom. For a plucked feather, we're adding these plumes in small clusters, no more than 4. Now, a plume is nothing more or less than a teardrop shape that is elongated as we go along to make larger and larger plumes. We're also adding in small little curls or spirals just here or there to embellish the feather. Where the stem branches off, I've added in a small teardrop shape because it's really hard to get plumes into that tiny little space. I'm building out here and adding my plumes a little bit at a time, again in small clusters with the occasional spiral. Starting on the other side now, and again just building it out a little bit at a time, 3 or 4 at the most. But as you work your way out, you want to make each successive teardrop probably about double the size of the previous one for this type of feather. Going in, adding that little spacer teardrop, and then a few small, and then a medium, and a large, and an extra large. And building out on the other side. And again, I'm not trying to fully balance this feather at all. I'm trying to make it very organic. Let it be what it becomes. Don't fight with it. But as we build this out, we see this lovely pattern emerging. I'm adding in some final curls in spaces where I just felt like it needed it. And that's it. You know, you need to draw what you want to quilt because that is going to build the muscle memory. And now that we've done that, we're going to go to the sewing machine. Again, I am starting by quilting in my stems for this type of feather. I need to know where I'm going for this type of feather. It helps me to build it properly. So I like to have my stem quilted in or marked in, one way or the other. As long as I know where I'm going, I'm good to go. And as I go along, I am putting in my little spacer beads there, those little teardrops right in those corners so that I don't have to worry about filling them. I'm trying to be very careful with my backtracking along the stem. And at the end of each little branched off stem, I'm putting another teardrop just as a little finial. Again, backtracking down to the beginning, and then I'm going to start my plumage. small, medium, and large. I'm going to come up the stem, small, medium, and large. And here I put in a curl because I felt like it. That is totally optional, and it's totally up to you. Small, medium, large. Traveling up the stem, small, medium, and large. And I'm going to put another spiral there, and then another spiral, just to fill in that space a little bit. Traveling back down to the other side. And we start again. Small, medium, and large. Here's a big curl. Now I'm cruising around. My small, mediums, and larges, and my curls. Just building out this feather. But I'm leaving lots of open space along the stem. And you see that I'm turning the project a lot, and that's primarily just for ease of movement of the fabric. I need to be able to move this fabric as freely as possible and as smoothly as possible as I go. Moving into a different angle here, and I'm just continuing to build the feather, small, medium, large. Again, small, medium, large. Just building that out. Cruising towards the end of that stem, and there's a curl. Backtracking and building out again. Small, medium, and large. Small, medium, large. Small, medium, large. But leaving that space is going to allow us to go back later and add some embellishment around this feather. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Big final curl. And filling in over here, small, medium, large. Just these elongated teardrop shapes. That's all the plumage on a feather is. And people look at feathers and they tend to kind of panic. And there's no real reason to do that. You just kind of have to breathe and relax and move with it. A couple of curls. Some more plumage. Working our way around to the end here. Now, once the feather is finished, we can go around and actually echo the shape, which is a very, very good idea. And we're just traveling around, echoing around the outside of the feather with a stitch, just to define the space, because if we're going to come back and add other quilting later, we don't want that background quilting that we add later to run into the feather. It needs to have just a little place for the eye to rest and a little grace area so that we don't run into it. So we're just cruising around here real quick and adding an echo stitch. And again, that's just echoing the basic outline, echoing the shape. And that's it. It's an echoed feather. So here's our final feather, and we're going to move to another one where we didn't make the plumage quite so big, and then finally our finished piece with the background quilting. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you've learned a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and please click like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.